The recent ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in October 2025, was significantly shaped by the increasing geopolitical pressure on the region, particularly the intensifying US-China rivalry and the high-profile attendance of US President Donald Trump. Summary and analysis. The 2025 ASEAN Summit served as a crucial juncture for the 10-member bloc as it sought to uphold its centrality and neutrality amidst an unpredictable global landscape. The key issues dominating the agenda were the US-China trade war, characterized by reciprocal tariffs and export controls, the ongoing Myanmar crisis, South China Sea tensions, and the integration of new member East Timor, Timor-Leste. The presence of President Trump, his first since 2017, was a high-stakes moment. While it signaled renewed US engagement, it came across as highly transactional, focusing on trade deals and a claimed role in brokering a ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia. This focused approach, centered on short-term wins and America First policies, risked overshadowing ASEAN's own diplomatic efforts and the broader regional agenda, potentially undermining the bloc's perceived centrality. The core analysis of the summit highlights ASEAN's vulnerability as an epicentrum of the Indo-Pacific's geopolitical and economic contest. Member states are keenly focused on mitigating the economic risks posed by US tariffs while relying on China for significant trade and investment. This necessity of hedging, balancing security ties with the US and economic dependence on China, is becoming increasingly precarious as the two major powers weaponize economic interdependence. Reasons and consequences. Reasons for current issues. Intensified US-China geopolitical competition. The primary driver is the deepening economic and strategic rivalry between Washington and Beijing. Both powers are aggressively pushing for regional alignment in key sectors like supply chains, critical minerals, and technology. Transactional US engagement. President Trump's focus on tariffs as a foreign policy tool and his desire for visible diplomatic wins, like presiding over the Thai-Cambodia peace agreement, prioritize bilateral deals and short-term leverage over consistent, long-term multilateral engagement with ASEAN. ASEAN's internal divisions and crises. The persistent failure to enforce the five-point consensus on the Myanmar crisis continues to be a major drag on the bloc's credibility and unity, distracting from its ability to address external pressures. Consequences. Erosion of ASEAN's centrality and neutrality. The transactional nature of US diplomacy and pressure from both great powers to exclude the other, e.g., the US request to exclude China from the peace deal signing, force ASEAN members into making difficult, costly choices. Malaysian officials have openly warned that global power competition is eroding ASEAN's space for neutrality. Economic instability and diversion. US tariffs, including those targeted at specific ASEAN countries, threaten economic growth and complicate regional supply chains. While some firms may use the region as a China plus one manufacturing base, the overall trade uncertainty dampens investment. Heightened regional tensions. The US-China rivalry continues to fuel tensions in flashpoints like the South China Sea. The pressure to align militarily with the US or economically with China is increasing the risk of regional destabilization and potential proxy conflict. Prediction and solutions. Prediction for ASEAN in the US-China rivalry. In the short to medium term, ASEAN will face increasing pressure, but a complete split into two opposing blocs remains unlikely. The most probable prediction is continued transactional diplomacy. Both the US and China will continue their transactional engagement, focusing on sectoral agreements, e.g., critical minerals, semiconductors, and individual nation-to-nation deals, rather than strong, collective engagement with the ASEAN bloc as a whole. Dual-track hedging. ASEAN member states will solidify a dual-track strategy, deepening economic integration via mechanisms like the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, and the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement to cushion external shocks, while selectively enhancing security and defense cooperation with external partners, including the US and the Quad. On specific issues like maritime security, growing internal disparity. The gap between states more aligned with China, e.g. Cambodia, Laos, and those with closer security ties to the US, e.g. Philippines, Vietnam, will widen, making it harder for the bloc to issue unified, decisive statements on sensitive matters. Solutions and recommendations. To maintain its relevance and navigate the complex environment, ASEAN must prioritize the following. 1. Strengthen economic resilience and integration. Accelerate DIFA and RCEP implementation. Full and speedy implementation of key economic frameworks is vital to create a cohesive, attractive regional market that can withstand external trade pressures. Diversify supply chains. Actively promote secure, diversified supply chains in critical sectors like rare earths and semiconductors to reduce reliance on any single country. 2. Reinforce ASEAN centrality and unity. Proactive mediation. ASEAN must take an unequivocal, unified, and more active role in mediating internal crises, like Myanmar, and regional disputes, like the South China Sea, to demonstrate its problem-solving utility and reduce the necessity for external intervention. Strategic engagement. Be selective in external partner engagement, ensuring any high-profile participation, like a U.S. president's visit, directly reinforces ASEAN's own agenda and does not allow its platform to be hijacked for grandstanding or to diminish the role of other dialogue partners. 3. Future-proofing the bloc, Vision 2045, institutional reform. The bloc should explore reforms to make its decision-making processes more agile and responsive to urgent cross-cutting issues, moving beyond rigid adherence to the consensus principle where necessary. Digital and green economy focus. Prioritize collaboration on the digital economy, connectivity, and the blue economy to position ASEAN as a leader in future-oriented, sustainable growth sectors. By acting decisively to boost its internal cohesion and economic weight, ASEAN can better resist external alignment pressures and truly function as the locomotive for peace, stability, and prosperity it envisions.